Welcome back. This is our discussion segment, and I'd like to welcome you formally. Now, we have a guest that has joined us in this segment, and he is Honorable Ifeanyi Aniagoh. Ifeanyi Aniagoh is social media strategist. I would like to welcome you to our studio, Honorable Ifeanyi Aniagoh.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, the Nigerian National Youth Policy has defined youth as persons from the ages of 18 to 25. But the United Nations says no, it is from 18 to 24. And I know that Ifeanyi Aniagoh, I know that you presented a paper on youth political participation in Nigeria, which is our topic today. And then you looked at the prospects, the challenges, and then the next step. Now, I would like to know from you, judging from these definitions of youth, is there the possibility of youth from 18 to 24 participating in Nigerian politics, looking at the sit-tight syndrome of our old brigades?
We have a lot of prospects.
Okay, let's hear it.
We have a lot of prospects. I think the greatest news we have now with respect to that campaign is the success of the Not Too Young to Run bill, which has actually gone through the state houses of assembly and then got the necessary required number of assents. We're now waiting for the final touches at the federal level with the presidency too. So it's a good news. And from the paper I presented last time about youth participation, it's not something that is fixed to youth being in government, or youth being the governor, or youth being the president. So you see a lot of prospects when you understand it very well, what actually you mean by youth participation. Because government has a lot of stages. So if, for example, right now in Nigeria, where they say that for you to become the governor, you have to get to, the age of 35. The young persons can decide to participate in aspects of being a governor that doesn't mean you being the governor, but supporting the governor and doing the best. Because if you look at Nigeria, we have a very good example. We have a system that has worked and a system that is almost like not working. And when the Nigeria worked as a system, we had the young people in governance. Now that is almost like not working, we have the elderly persons. So we have a system to compare. Now if you go back there, you notice that they did very well. We could say that we have young persons that had capacity. So the major thing we have is not having the prospect, but being able to train the young people, or having the young persons that has ability, creating the opportunity for the young people with the ability to come out. So right before now and the future, there's a lot of prospect. And I summarize by saying, if the constitution do not allow you to contest, there are a lot of other processes in governance that the constitution allows you to work. Take for example what is happening in Anambra State. We are still barred by the constitution not to be governor until we get to 35, and not to be members of the State House of Assembly until we get to 30, or even be a commissioner. But here in Anambra State, for example, where we have a governor that believes in the ability of the youth, probably he looked at what happened in Nigeria when he was working. We had a lot of young persons with capacity. He sat down and looked at, got people who can do, help him lead the governance the way it should be. And probably that's why Anambra State is working, because it has a lot of young persons. We spent years advocating that the leaders in Nigeria, in Africa, should permit young people at least 10% affiliation, into their political appointment. And in Anambra State, for the past 5 years, we have about 65%. Do you understand? We have a governor who so much believed in the ability of the young people that he even appointed a commissioner at the age of 28. And the rule says it is 30. It's okay, no problem. I believe in this young man. He's around me till 30. And at the 30th birthday of Honorable Mark Okoye, he was made a commissioner. So we shouldn't wait. If you see people sitting down and say, okay, I'm not yet 35. When I get to 35, I'm going to become the governor. The constitution had barred me. The person is not seeing the prospect.
Okay. Some of the agitations during the time of Save Not Too Young to Run was the request to remove the age limit of a thing, because the Senate said between 45 and then 60 or thereabout, and then the youth are saying, why don't you remove it? Well, any youth that is qualified to run. So,
yes.
Do you think that can fly?
It's going to fly. There were suggestions about removing it totally and probably reducing it. Now they've been able to reduce it to 25, for example, for the governorship, and then state houses of assembly, commission, everything has been reduced right now. So, but it's going to fly.
It's going to fly.
It's going to fly.
All right.
The governor demonstrated it by giving Mark Okoye, who is you know.
The major problem we had when we are pushing this not too young to run awareness is people were scared. You know, that the major reason they put this age limit was the youth exuberance. That if you give power, executive power to young people, they might just misuse it.
Okay, they wouldn't want to give executive power to these youths, but they will want to use them as stocks. That's why it
took a lot of time, because we have to go around to explain to them that they are not misusing it. The next question that came up was, where have the youth led in Nigeria? Where would they use as example? Now we have the example in Anambra State. If you now want to know a system run by the youth, how well it will come out, you come to Anambra State and see what is happening.
So we have become a case study now.
Exactly.
Or a reference point, that's a matter of fact.
So,
okay.
There's something I want to point out. In the run-up to the campaign for youth participation, we had challenges of young persons being in offices and not delivering. You know, the question becomes, is it because the young man lacks the capacity? At a point, yes. But something behind it is lack of support. Because the idea of youth participation shouldn't be just for the young people. The elderly should understand, just the way the governor of Anambra understands, that these young persons have the capacity, they have the energy, and they can actually move faster than required. So there is need for that support. Even if this bill comes through and young persons are permitted in government, there is need for the elderly and the very young ones to believe in that idea.
Okay,
you should just throw away to the young people.
Looking at society, you know, you find most people between the ages of 18 and 25 still depending on their parents, and you see the kind of money that are being called to pick a nomination paper to run for any office in Nigeria to alarming. So how can a youth, you know, get involved in politics that involve this huge sum? Okay,
there's a clear understanding that when you tell your child that he's still a baby till 30, of course he behaves like baby till 30. You tell your child that he's a baby, he stops being a baby by 15. By 15, he becomes a man. So it's a question of, we indoctrinate the fact, we put the fact that people at 35 are still young persons. That's why at 35 you don't see capacity. Think of Nigerians who are outside Nigeria. At 15, 16, 20, they're already doing big things. They are graduating with masters and PhDs. So it's a question of us understanding that a young person at 14, 15 has the capacity and ability to live alone. So that is just what explains that. If you start training our people to get capacity on time, they will start getting capacity on time. By 18, they won't be milling around looking for money or depending on their parents. By 18, they'll start doing things. They start thinking.
And they'll have such millions to run for any office.
Necessarily, we don't need millions. With what the National Assembly did recently, reducing the price, I think we are getting there. One thing is to have a target. Two is to believe that it's a steady process. They've reduced it, like State House or Assembly, they say it's 500,000, unlike before, where parties could decide, okay, because we have a lot of persons coming to our party, we're going to make it 2 million or 3 million. Because we don't have anybody, we're going to make it free. Now, I think they're trying to put a rule around it that is to be 500. So with time, we believe that with time it's going to come down.
There are too many people coming out, or there are nobody coming out, so it's 500.
But with time, it should come down, because personally, I also believe that with time, all these federal houses, state houses, and all should be free. People shouldn't be paid for going there. And what will you be having then? You're having people that are actually going there because they have something to give. Not people that have finished trying so many trades, in so many sectors. It didn't work out for them. They feel, okay, I have the money, or I can get money from my stakeholder or from anybody to go and buy the mandate. So the not too young to run bill is hinged on so many other processes that must come together before the system changes. It doesn't mean that once you get a young man at 25 or 30 and put him into the system that is not good, it's going to work. No. There are a lot of things that will need to come out. Like even building the capacity of the young persons. It's not just anybody that comes out. Because someone argued yesterday where we were having discussions that, okay, we say not too young to run bill. The bill is that we have just created opportunity for the elderly persons, these political leaders that want to probably to leave the space, to install their kids. I let them know. We could bridge that. We as young persons and the elderly ones that understand the process could start building the process. There should be system to build the capacity of the young persons that will take over. So we wouldn't just take a start. Let me come back to Anambra State again. The governor did not just employ everybody. I'm SSA on social media. Before the governor came in, people who have on social media are just young persons you give them money just to go there, they take picture of you, put it on the internet and start abusing the opposition. He didn't do that. He came in and looked at it and engaged good hands that were working. And I came on social media. We changed the story about social media. It's not, you won't see people who are working with the governor on social media abusing others. When you abuse them, they even thank you. The few persons that will abuse you probably when you attack the governor is probably they are fans of the governor. They are people who don't see any reason why you should attack the governor. So it's not just giving it to the youth, it's creating that opportunity for the youth to use what they have and building the capacity. Remember, amidst every youth, we also have people who have not yet built their capacity, who don't have that probably that required qualities to lead, probably because of how they were brought up.
Okay, what do you think that must have held back the youths all this while, from coming into politics?
Yeah, I call it the conspiracy of the older youth.
Yeah,
because when Nigeria was working, we had everybody young persons. When they observed that their age is going and they were supposed to hand over, they created all these restrictions. So they were youth when they conspired to stop the forthcoming youth from taking over.
And they keep saying youths are leaders of tomorrow.
At the time they started telling us.
Are you not looking at it from the point of not having the financial muscle to get it?
No, it wasn't like that.
Because somebody who wants to aspire to be at the top, you must have the strength and everything to get it done.
Yeah.
Now that if you don't have the money, then the ability for you to go there and then grab it is there, then that breeds corruption. Do you think not having the financial muscle is what is actually injuring?
Is one of the challenges. One of the challenges of running the election is not having the money. But it's like that because of the system we have. Like I told you, we believe that the system will change gradually. By the time changing, we won't be thinking of this. I remember in the proposition for not too young to run bill, there's also that one for independent candidates. So that people can also run on their own in case the party refuses to accept the idea of young person coming on. But coming to the finance, there are two ways to it. One is that if you are a young man who is actually building your capacity, and if you have the elderly, as I said earlier, who believe that young people should come, people like the governor of Anambra State, when you need to run, there will be somebody somewhere who will support you. That is one way to it. One way is probably build the financial chest to push it. Secondly, you have somebody. The governor of Anambra State, I've never met him, I never knew him, but I was employed. I was engaged to work. It's because he stepped out to look for young persons with capacity. And a whole lot of persons like that he engaged without even knowing them. But he looked into their capacities to get them into office.
And that's why he has succeeded all these days. Okay, let's take a break here. Let's take a break here and bring you some messages before we continue.
Jehovah Jireh, my provider, Chimamanda. Jehovah Nisi, my healer, Chimamanda.
N'eziokwu o meleme Chianyị Amanda nata ụbọchị Saturday abalị 17 nke ọnwa March 2018 ka a ga-edu His Excellency Chief Willie Mmadụ Abrochukwu Obianọ, Executive Governor Anambra State n'iyi ọlụ ka ọ nọrọkwa n'ọchịchị nke ugbo abụọ. N'ihi nke a, sonyere nde kwuru nde ụmụafọ Anambra State nakwa ndị na-echere anyị ezigbo echiche isi His Excellency congratulations. N'ime nke a, ABS keptere ohere pụrụ iche nyere gị maka imie na redio na TV. Anyị wepụtara akwụkwọ request card ị ga-eji mee nke a. Na redio naanị ihe ọ ga-ewe gị bụ 1,000 naira, 1,000 naira. Na TV 3,000 naira, 1,000 naira atọ. Anyị jizi ohere a wee na-akpọ ndị eze ọdịnala, ndị President General, ndị ndu otu ahịa dịgasị iche iche nakwa otu dị iche iche, otu kwụrụ onwe ha anọghị na gọọmenti, ụmụ akwụkwọ, ndị ntorobịa, ndị ọkammụta, ụmụafọ Anambra State ọnọnụ nọ n'ọpụrụ ụzọ ije nakwa ezigbote ụmụafọ ala anyị bụ Nigeria. Ka anyị were ohere ọma ABS kepụtare wee sị Gọvanọ Willie Obianọ, His Excellency, nwoke dị mma na-alụ ọlụ, akpọkuo dike global, jisi ike n'ọlụ. Lọta na Igbo na-ekwu okwu sị na-eto dike na nke o mere ome ọzọ, ọ chịrị mma ga-achị n'ọzọ. Anyị na-asị akpọkuo dike global, chile anyị gaba o.
Welcome back. It is still good morning, Anambra, and for those of you that are just waking up, you are still welcome because we still have a lot to talk with you this morning. Madam Ifeanyi, we have not received any calls or Mako Ibanasu. Ka ibu na ti obele mana chetakwa na anyị na-agwa gị gọvanọ ọ bụ na ịchọ ịkpọ anyị tinye ọnụ n'ife anyị na-ekwu, ịchọ isu n'Igbo ịsụọ, ịchọ isu n'Oyibo ịsụọ, ọ bye nọ ịghọtago. Ọ dị mma. Daalụ, ka anyị continue kwa anyị na Ifeanyi Aniagoh governor this morning, and we have been looking at participation of youth in politics. Ifeanyi, I know that during this campaign in Abuja, you guys were campaigning of the age limit to bring it down. Is there any way you talked about the age limit to stop too? Because recently you may have heard that Jeremiah Hussein is coming out for governorship candidate, honestly. And I became worried about this trend. When we are encouraging our youth to come out and participate, old brigades in their 80s are trying to come out for governor again and saying that he wants to be the oldest governor in Nigeria. Can you imagine? So is there any age whereby you reach in politics and you retire?
No, we didn't think about that because if
you didn't think that would make way a faster way for the youth to come in?
It won't be very necessary. It won't be very necessary. The truth is that if the young persons have been well organized, these older persons won't be in power. It is the freedom of every Nigerian at whatever age to aspire.
But they already have strong political structures of ground.
That structure is made up of young people.
Conspiracy of the...
That structure. Every politician, no matter how big and how wealthy the person is, that structure is made up of young people. So if we're able to put ourselves together, which structure would they use to get into power?
And then how do you think the youth could be galvanized?
It's already happening.
It's already happening. How?
With the hope of the Not Too Young bill, to run bill coming into being. A lot of programs have started. A lot of mobilization have started. So that the youth will be caught unawares. So that if there are opportunities for young persons to take over, the way they've taken over governance in Anambra State, they won't disappoint the people. So we are already doing that, getting people together. And with time, people like the person you mentioned and others that want to come out will feel disappointed because nobody is going to work with them. The system they use, which is the issue of hunger, Aniagoh. All for people now want the long understanding. And right now, Facebook. But by the time you make it turn on the mother, for the past 3.5 years, it becomes clear.
Osibanjo said sometime last year that youths are free to join politics, but they should not expect to be the president so soon. The reason is because they need to pass through all the tutelage, they need to be groomed over time before they are qualified. Are you aspiring?
No, the statement, the second statement, second part of his statement that they need to pass through tutelage is very natural. But he won't determine how the tutorial will be done.
I think we have.
He did not pass any tutorial before he got to the post of a vice
sometimes you learn by reading what others has done.
Let's see who is on the line.
So he's
Hello.
right.
Okay.
Oh, we lost that person. Go on.
Sorry. So in second part is very right. The first part, the how soon, he could be right looking at it, but how soon we don't know. The soon might be tomorrow, like I've told you. Then we'll get a lot of things out there now. Young people.
Okay, now for the benefit of some people that may be watching us and may want to join, how do you encourage them to join? And you said there's something on ground that's already running. Where and how do they join?
Well, the first thing is that overall a political party.
Okay.
If an advocacy campaign, which everybody can join. Right now, ABS has joined by holding this discussion. Or something you get everywhere. Now, but the key thing is we are trying to find alliances with we have about 67 million Nigerians who are young people. And if we can get these people together to understand that this is their time, things will change. If you do to age, government, leadership.
Oh, if I talk, I'm now because na ndi was na what a pochaka. Usolo ndio Kenya kondi ogala wili na mazmundo no eselinia. But the fact me the ega kwaka again. So how will our youth watch their hands? How would they prepare themselves to be able to play politics the way they will be acceptable? Okay, because it's not when you go about drinking, smoking, living a very rough life. Tomorrow you come up and put your posters everywhere and say you are campaigning to, into an elected position. Nobody will take you serious. So how would they prepare themselves to be responsible citizens of the society?
There's something I call PAVE.
Sorry, before you go on, let's see who is calling. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Kusieni K.O. Hello. Ayada no kwihile ngwa kpochi ya na ayazi. Let's go.
Okay. So, even if you two wake email to where you do their capacity, or the very first thing I cannot pay is patriotism. Or the case you when I'm going to school, I even hate your teacher, they matter that subject. That understanding of you, loving your society is the very first thing. I got as people, as a people. Then as a young people now, because our focus is on the young people. So first you must be patriotic. I'm not asking you to go out and become the #1 Nigerian, but at least you be patriotic from your community, from your state. Okay. I in China now in Anambra State, loved Anambra State more than any other thing else. So I talk all them. So patriotism is the first thing. Then the second thing you need is advocacy. Just like I told you, ABS has joined the campaign by holding this discussion. You must step out to advocate for this youth thing. You must step out to advocate for capacity. Like most of us that are aligned to the Not Too Young to Run bill, campaign. I had the media because I'm gonna probably by the time it will come to fruition, and that's why it's been successful. The key people that started the media might go very old now. Some of them are 45.
But at least they have your proposal.
So you must be ready to advocate. What if I in a mellow obodo? Remember, patriotism is the first one. Yeah. So no feel a mellow obodo and the third one is that you are ready to volunteer. The time of armchair criticism, president amari for them and a governor amari for them, look amari for them, I walk. If you get married now, you find a man at Roma. If I had wrong so you should be ready to volunteer. And then, for example, the governor of Anambra State normally now they may take for he did the coalition send the area. Yeah, this surprise or go China or and that is empowerment. And that is why I call it PAVE. All the 4 keys every young person needs is and that's how you build your capacity.
Not whatever you have, you keep it to yourself.
No.
From Boge, logo, but I know that this young man, Fela Durotoye, is coming out for presidency. What's your impression about him?
The E at the end of the PAVE is
empowerment.
Okay.
And it's just natural. For Fela, a lot of persons might still come out. But the idea of Not Too Young to Run, I brought something that a matter of emotion.
A lot of persons must still.
You understand? I actually issues within time when they pushing women in politics. If you notice, after that campaign, they go down a little bit because always 1 or 2 persons say pushing politics. I just hammer off man. So people, stop. So people find a matter of emotions and over that they can the idea out on the woman and really a young man, Governor Keta. If I try to create that in space, that young people who wear the capacity can become governor. And as I told you, as long as now internally, I am building the capacity of young men. So that if it was a young man, for example, Fela at that time, who was the old person, or I am Amanda na too long, no, too long because no capacity.
Mali fortune,
and then come goes with me off.
Manonu na kwado as youth. Kedo, how do you handle this issue of thuggery? Both e-thuggery and physical thuggery. How?
Very, very important question. First is this awareness. So first bridge that gap of Nandi Madamaro. We first of all give them the information or consciousness. I know where places in Nandi Madamaro campaign, maka election. Do you to never see in a side make a boom maka? I know big guy go person several years ago Kapajemenka. Maybe I said I am a for example, if I'm on social media in Anambra State, a lot of young persons are available. But we spoke around the discussion table. Only in our corner, we're going to call you for years.
Yes.
So most times, about communication gap between the right thing to do and the people perceiving the right thing.
Now coming to the right thing to do, do you think that youths will support their fellow youths to run?
Like I said,
For instance, some will say, well, would that be that collectivity of support?
And
Like
are
I
you
said,
building it in?
if we present a youth and an elderly person, where capacity.
Okay, where capacity.
The young people are not compelled to support just because not a young person. Or make your sense to many of us. Just because not a young person. Oh, yeah, but where some places they are young people and they are messing up because they were voted just because not a young person.
Okay.
Anambra State, where the government is working with young people, the governor did not appoint them just because they are young. He went in and found out those who the young who were capacity malifane. So now the youth are there present, which was supported by the people.
I don't really think you've answered that question of how any youth watching, how he can join this your campaign.
Okay.
You said it's open, but as you are answering that question now, make it as also factor in your advice for the youth.
Okay.
As we are running off, we don't
I
have
think the key advice is the pave that I just mentioned.
Okay.
Every young person wants to pave his way to success, and the key to paving way to success is one, being patriotic about the society, your country, your state. Two, advocating for youth participation. That is the way they can join. They do not need to wait until they are called meetings in Oka or called meetings in Abuja or made members of political party. Even within their families, they can join the advocacy for young people to participate.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Ifeanyi Aniagoh. Thank you. You are a social media strategist, and you have joined us this morning to look at youth in politics, participation of youth in politics, and I think we have given it a good bite for today. Because on the network, you are now trying to make up, but don't worry, we are coming back in our second segment. Gentlemen, we must stay for the segment.
Ifeanyi, we want to thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Very much. Nice. Thank you.